Today's topic of presentation is Entity and Architecture in VHDL from Chapter 3, Introduction to VHDL, Subject VLSI 22062. Entity. An entity is a list with specification of all inputs and output pins, ports of the circuit. Entity refers to any digital device that possesses some form of intercommunication characteristic. It is hardware abstraction of an actual digital hardware device. It may be decomposed into its constituents, lower level entity or subcomponents, or it may be treated as a building block to construct high level entity. All designs are created using entities. A design must have at least one entity. An entity is a list with specifications of all inputs and output pins or ports of the circuit with the following syntax. So the to declare entity, the syntax is shown here. Entity, then is entity name is port, then inside the port brackets you have port name colon signal mode, signal type, and then the bracket close semicolon and entity name and semicolon. Port declaration establish the interface of the object to the outside world. Three parts of the port declaration. So in that you have name, which is an identifier that is not a reserved word. Mode, it declares the data which in which mode it is, that is input, whether the data is input, output or in-out or buffer. Data type, any declared or predefined data type. Sample port declaration syntax is again shown here. Entity is the reserved word, then test is the name of the entity, is the reserved word, then you have port. Inside the port brackets you have name colon mode data type bracket close semicolon and test semicolon. Entity port type mode. The mode of the signal can be input, output, input output or buffer. Here you can see in this picture image, the in is the input to the circuit, output is going out of the circuit, then you have in out, so that means it can act as input as well as output, and the buffer, which is actually output, can be also be used for input to read. So here you can see in and out are truly unidirectional pins, while in out is bidirectional. Buffer on the other hand is employed when the output signal must be used internally. The name of the entity can be basically any name except VHDL reserved words. VHDL entity example is shown here. So here is the entity name is my circuit and inputs A, B, and then X and Y are the output and S is also the input. So here entity my circuit is port A input bit, B input bit, S input bit, X output bit, Y output bit, bracket closed, and end my circuit. So this is how we declare the entity in VHDL. So here you can see my circuit. It is the name of the circuit. It is user defined. File name same as circuit name. Example circuit name my circuit, file name my circuit v.vhd. Then the port names or the signal names and the direction of the port in out is shown. So here is shown one basic example of entity declaration. Here you can see there is one NAND gate with two inputs A and B, and the output name is X. So to declare this NAND gate, you can see here the declaration is done like this: entity NAND gate is NAND gate is the name of the circuit, is then port bracket open bracket A comma B colon input bits, because both are input bits, and X is the output bit, bracket close semicolon, and NAND gate semicolon. So this is how we are going to declare the entity. So one more example of entity declaration is shown here for AND gate. So here for AND gate, A is input, B is input, and Q is output. So here you can see entity, and the name of the entity is AND gate 2. So you can see entity, the name of the entity, that is AND gate 2, is port, and since A and B is an input bit and Q is output bit, and AND gate 2. So that is the name of the entity. So one more example of entity declaration of OR gate is shown here. OR gate is having two inputs A, B and Q output. So it's entity OR2. OR2 is the name of the entity and is port. Then inputs are declared AB, input as input bit, as it is a single bit, and Q is output bit, end OR2 semicolon. Here you can see one more example of entity declaration for NOT gate. Here only one input is there, that is A. So entity and NOT2 is the name of the entity. You cannot use NOT as it is a reserved word. Is port A input bit and Q output bit, and NOT2. Then next, just check out the XOR gate declaration. So entity XOR 2 is port A and B input bit and Y output bit, and XOR 2. Now this is one more example, and you can see here the declaration for XOR gate. It is XOR gate with all basic gates. So this is the logic diagram. Here A and B is the input, Y is the output, and the intermediate signals are AB and BB, X1, X2. These are intermediate signals, but the main inputs are A and B, and the final output is Y. So for that declaration, entity circuit figure is the name given to the circuit, is then port, as A and B is input bits, so it is declared as A, B in colon in bit and semicolon, and then the output bit Y is shown here as output bit and circuit figure. So this is how we declare the entity. One more example we will see of entity declaration is of RS flip-flop. Here entity RS flip-flop, your logic diagram is shown here. Your set reset is the input, but the second inputs to the NAND gates are Q and Q bar. So and the outputs are Q and Q bar, and Q bar is shown by QB. So here the declaration is as shown. Entity RS flip-flop is port, set, reset are the input bits, and Q and Q bar are actually output signals as well as they are input signals. So it is declared as in out bit and RS flip-flop. Now the next topic is about the architecture. Once you declare the entity, then about the architecture. A VHDL design entity is modeled using an entity declaration and at least one architecture body. Entity declaration describes the external view of the entity, whereas the architecture of body contains the internal description of the entity. Architecture declaration describes the operation of the component. Many architectures may exist for one entity, but only one may be active at a time. Architecture syntax. The architecture denotes a description of how the circuit should behave or function. The syntax is as shown below. Architecture is the reserved word, then the name of the architecture of entity name is, then comes the declaration part, and then comes the begin. The code is written inside the begin and architecture name semicolon. Here one example of architecture is shown. So architecture, my arc of NAND gate is begin X assigned A NAND B semicolon and my arc. The meaning of the architecture is that the circuit must perform the NAND operation between the two input signals A, B and assign the result to the output pin X. The name chosen for this architecture was my arc. And in this example, there is no declarative part and the code just contain a single assignment. The architecture, the internal description can be specified as set of interconnected components that represents the structure of the entity, that is the structural model of architecture, or a set of concurrent statement that represents the behavior of the entity, that is the data flow model architecture, and a set of sequential statements that represents the behavior of the entity, that is sequential model architecture. So these are the three important architecture types, and there is also a fourth architecture type, that is a mixed model, in which you can use all these three architecture models. That is called as mixed model. An architecture body is composed of actually two parts. One is declarative part and the statement part. A declarative part is a part where signals and constants are declared, and the code part is the different program you write, that is from begin word. So we have already done with the four different modeling types of architecture. That was structural architecture, or it is also called as gate level architecture. Here the interconnected components are declared, then the data flow or concurrent assignments, behavioral, sequential statement assignments, and a mixed model. Mixed model is a combination of above three. These level of abstractions helps the designer to develop any complex digital system efficiently. Now we will study the architecture's structural model. So in structural model, an entity is described as a set of interconnected components in the architecture body. The component declaration lists its name, mode, and type of each of its ports. For each component instantiation statement is required, which includes a label, component name, association between the actual signals that are visible in architecture body and the ports of the components with being instantiated. So you can see in this logic diagram one basic example. So you can see here there are two AND gates, one OR gate and two NOT gate. So this can be written in structural model as shown here. So first is entity declaration. So entity declaration, the name given is XOR 2. Then the ports input and output. AB is the input bit and Y is the output bit. And XOR 2. Then you have architecture XOR gate of XOR 2 is. So XOR, it is a XOR structure. So it is in the XOR underscore structure is the name, architecture name. Then XOR 2 is the entity name. So here the declaration of the components are done first. So you can see here component and 2. Then you have port, XY, in, that's the input bit, and Z is the output bit, end. Then the next component is declared here, OR2, OR, and here port, PQ in bit and R out bit, and then the next NOT component is also declared here. You can see component NOT to port, I input and J out bit, and components. For each type of component, the component declaration is required in structural modeling. Then comes the signal declaration. The local signals are the buried nodes declaration which are neither input nor output of the entity or architecture. The signal AB, BB, X1, X2 is a bit. Then starts with the begin after the declaration, and then is the component instantiation includes statements. So here I1, then colon not to port map A comma AB. So component instantiation includes the statements a label such as I1, I2, A1, A2, component names such as not to and to or to, etc. Association between the actual signals and the visible and that are visible in the architecture body and the ports of a component with being instantiated. And the signals in the port map list are in the same direction in which appear in the entity definition of the component. So this is how the structural model of VHDL is written. So one more structural model architecture we are going to see here. So here it is RS flip-flop as shown in this logic diagram, where set is the input, reset is the input, and Q and Q bar is the output, as well as Q and Q bar is input to the NAND gates. So here you can see first is the entity declaration, entity, and then the name of the logic diagram or the this entity circuit diagram, that is RS flip-flop is. Then the port declaration, that is input and output declaration, is shown here as Q and QB are act as output as well as input. It is declared as in out bit, and then is the end of the entity RS flip-flop. Then the architecture RS flip-flop structure of RS flip-flop is. Then comes the component declaration. So there are two NAND gates, so it has been declared with the port names and end component, and then the begin it comes with the component instantiation statements as shown here. So this is how we declare the write the structural model of VHDL. This is all about the structural model. Thank you.